wants to win with their favorite champions, but for some, it's way easier than it is for others. So what do you do if your favorite champion just isn't good enough? Like Viktor. Most players probably just give up and accept their fate while raging to Riot for bucks, but the more determined. So we hunker down, get in the lab, and get to work. Except we don't, because most people don't actually know how to build decks around bad cards. The thing about deck building with bad champions is that you have to tailor your build around their weaknesses more than their strengths, and in order to do that, you have to be able to properly identify what those weaknesses are. And since Viktor is one of the worst cards in Runeterra, I figured he'd be a great way for me to teach this concept to you guys. So I reached out to the community in the only way I know how, Twitter.com, to get answers on what the major problems with Viktor are. Maybe that was a mistake. Can we undo that? Can we not? No? Okay, all right, I'll get on with it. I present to you the 5 major problems with Viktor and what to do about it. Our first issue is simple. Viktor is just too expensive. We pay 4 mana to get him out, and then we have to invest 1 mana on each of our subsequent turns to use the spell he creates for us. Now this basically puts us 1 mana behind our opponent at all times as long as Viktor is on the board and we're trying to work towards him as a win condition. And since not every keyword is good, sometimes that 1 mana is just a waste. And that's because Viktor is way too dependent on RNG. We're gonna get a little technical, so I'm gonna read off of the script that I wrote for this video, so please just bear with me. Of the 13 possible keywords Viktor can get, 5 are great, 3 are okay, 2 are only good when paired with one of the other ones, and the last 2 are a complete waste of time. Now, if Viktor let us choose from 3 randomly selected ones instead of just giving us one, then he would probably be decent. However, he doesn't do that. He gives you a random one, which means that it takes a long time to maybe get something good, and I'm not a probability expert, but I don't like those odds. And that, my friends, will lead us to problem number 3. The keywords only apply to the Viktor that's in play. Now, of course, Viktor is an older card, so we didn't have some of the cards we have now, but look at Rumble. Rumble's keywords apply to every copy of Rumble in the deck, and considering the investment that Viktor requires to even be playable or useful, it would be cool or nice if at least that investment wasn't completely wasted and the keywords applied to every other copy of Viktor in your deck. But they don't, which then means that you spend all this time building up one Viktor, and then if he gets blown up, you lose the game. Congratulations. I hate to say it, give me your 20 LP, hand it over. Give it to me. That fucking shit, dude. Give me your LP right now. Give me that shit. And I'm gonna make this problem 3.5, right? Because it's kind of works with problem 3, the one we just talked about. But Viktor is really easy to remove. He's got 4 HP, he's very expensive, he comes down at like the mid game when most removal options are active.
Viktor's... he's just too slow.
Since we couldn't afford Margot Robbie, here's me in a bathtub to explain it to you. When you look at cards like Pantheon, it's easy to see why Viktor's lacking. I mean, they have pretty much the same game plan, except because Viktor's only getting 1 new keyword every round. Let's see, 4, carry the 1, subtract 3, add 2, 9. 9. Takes us a total of 9 rounds? Get what Pantheon gets in 6. That's got soap in it. Let's get out of here. And that brings us to our final point. Viktor is just a worse ballistic bot. See, that response got me thinking. Sure, his stat line is a little low off rip, but there are a number of champions that Viktor can support by giving you a card every turn. Isn't that right, Mo? And that brings us to the heart of this video, which is that sure, Viktor is worse than other cards, but if he is your favorite champion, then start treating him like a follower. As long as Viktor is not your main win condition, I guarantee you'll find more success, and this applies to almost every bad champion. Now, sure, you may not believe me, or you may say, well, Absol, you have to remove champions to do this thing, and you're right, you do. And that's exactly why you should click this video here, where I use this exact deck building mentality to take on tournament champion Squeeby with Viktor. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.